What is up, Whiskey Tube family? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C., your host for the evening. Same time, same channel, as always. Thanks for all you guys for jumping in tonight. Have a really fun show, I think. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I was going to do a recorded video of it, but I figured it might be fun to do it live, get your input on it. Just kind of help maybe do a crowdsourcing top tier list. For all my favorite Wild Turkey whiskeys and bourbons. So we'll see how that goes tonight. We'll get into the details in a little bit, but welcome in everybody. Cheers. Nice to see everybody. It's a kind of a turkey night. Hope everyone has some sort of turkey poured. I am starting off with Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. It's a nice kind of base 101 proofer. This happens to be one of the latest Mash and Journey barrel picks. So for any of you part of the M&J army out there, these, we're not sure if they're going to be available because there was a little bit of a mix-up with these bottles, but we're hoping to find the rest of them. But we found a few cases, so Keg and Bottle went ahead and sent them over. So we're going to try this one tonight with you guys, just letting it open up. Kind of a cool story about this one too, which I'll share with you in a little bit. But first and foremost, let's say hi to everybody. Kenneth Rathburn in the house. He's like, so we'll finally learn the answer to the age-old question. Long Branch or 81. So 81 is not in this blind because I don't even own a bottle of 81 and nobody cares about 81. So let's just put it at the low tier automatically. William Wiley's here. What's going on, buddy? He was here pretty early. Brandon Reeves in the house. What's going on, bud? 101 all day. Let's see who else we have. Redskins 11, Rare Breed all the way. If Rare Breed's in the blind, remember there's 22 bottles total in this entire tier list, but we'll go through all that, like I said. Let's see here. Outside the Star, OTS is LFG. There you go. James Taylor in the house. What's going on, buddy? Nathan Jurgensen is here. Where would you put your money to win Russell Reserve 13 versus the field? Yeah, it's a good question. If Russell Reserve 13 is in this blind, I don't know that yet. Let's see here. Aiden's in the house. What's going on? 12 years a sleeper. Big 11 started with Noble Double O, Cooper's Craft, Knob Creek Single Barrel, and Lil Book. Z-Biotics better help me. Good call. Blind Squirrel in the house. What's going on, man? Andy Bolgiano's in the house. What is going on? Jared W's here. Peter B. This is my kind of blind. Bravo. Justin Jenkins in the house. Michael S., Mike Franklin, Top Dog, Chris Buzalencia from Biloxi, Kenny Barth is here, Top Dog, what's going on, buddy? Roscoe P. Coltrane in the house, Whiskey Juice, Steve Norman is here, Zach Butler, Whiskey Juice, Four Leaf Whiskey is here. What's going on, Four Leaf Whiskey? Nice to see you, Stacy. Everett Jarvis in the house, Gobble Till You Wobble, Crispy Bacon, Steve Norman is here. Donald Rance, the Irish Whiskey Yoda in the house. Ham Turkey, Bo's Wine Guy, Eric Sawyer, Wobble Till You Gobble. Let's see here. Matt Luna, a bunch of people just coming in. Dunny, JG, EJ. What's going on, EJ? Say hi to the wife and to Lily. Hope you guys are doing well. Justin Kim is here. Mike Widener. All right, time for Jason to Gobble Till He Wobbles. And a bunch more people coming in, which I need to catch up here. So, man, a lot of people loving the turkey. All right, we already have 250 people here in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Please hit that like button while you're here. Might as well. Always helps the channel. I saw somebody ask, I might as well just do it now. What kicks am I wearing tonight? Hey, Lori Lane is here. How you doing, Lori? Alexander Drout's here. Tonight I'm sporting the new Jordan 3 Reimagines. So just got these not too long ago. So kind of keeping them fresh, keeping them clean, keeping them new. Yeah, these might be my favorite Jordans of all time. There's just something about the Jordan 3s that I absolutely love. So everyone's starting to ask me now, what shoes you wearing tonight? So well, those are the ones I'm wearing tonight. So let's see here. Hey, is 72 an okay price for Russell Reserve Private Barrel? Yeah, 72 is about what you pay. That's for sure. We have more than average turkey in Europe, says James Morgan. That's good to hear. Jeff Winbush is here, says Dope Kicks Jason. Porter is going to put turkey in the next round. Is tonight going to help you or hurt you? I actually wanted to just kind of get away from doing the blinds. I feel like I just keep doing blind tastings. And while tonight is a blind, it is of one distillery. But there are a lot of flavor variations in Turkey. So I just wanted to see how this goes. But wanted to do this for a little while. I don't have to go again up, I think, in Madison until like the end of next month. So I have some time to get back into doing some other ones. But I think trying of one distillery and drinking all of one distillery is kind of cool, because then maybe I'll do another thing of another full distillery. Maybe I'll just do all Heaven Hill, all Jim Beam, and really start breaking down those flavors in between. Not that that's going to help. I mean, Matt could put anything in the blind. I mean, he could put the friggin' Canadian whiskey in there for all we know. But we'll see. Where do I get that hat, though? So this is my Wild Turkey. I got this at the gift shop. Wild Turkey, the best distillery on the planet. Lucas Oppenir. I would have to agree with you, except for the fact that they like to lose my barrels that I pick, which pisses me off. I'm not sure if it's them, Campari, or if it's the distributor, but it drives me nuts, man. Is that a CNE? No. So this is a Warehouse A. And the story goes for this one. This was originally supposed to be a Russell's Reserve single barrel pick. But what had happened was when they proofed it, they realized it was too low of a proof. It was actually under 110 proof. So they had to make it a Kentucky Spirit. So I figured it couldn't be that much. It was somewhere probably in between 110 and 101. Maybe it's 106, 105. So even if it was proof down to hit 101, it's really not proof down that much. So yeah, I'm trying this right here, right now. Might as well. By the way, you're one of the channels who really got me into whiskey and bourbon. So thanks for always putting out that hat fire. TK, you're very welcome, and glad you're enjoying the content, man. I got a lot of plans this year. Just time is tough. The year's already going fast. So Aiden says, the Master Drum, in my experience, it's always a distributor. Never seen a distillery lose a barrel. I've seen distribution do it plenty. I'm guessing it's the distribution as well, Aiden. But when we picked this barrel, we had initially wrote cherry ginger ale, like kind of on the flavor profile. It's kind of like a cherry ginger ale, effervescent type of flavor profile. And I'm definitely smelling that. Let's see here. Hey, Jason, is there a way to decipher one Russell single barrel from another? Warehouse, workhouse floor, barrel number. Whiskey juice, when you talk about the regular shelfers, so if I just take out like one of the, one of these. If you're just talking about a regular shelfer that you just find on the shelf, a non-store pick, there's nothing on the label that tells you, unfortunately. The only time it's going to tell you is on a actual private barrel pick. So that's when it's going to give you all the information, the rick house, the floor, all that stuff. So, Jay, what's the proof on that lost pick? Well, it's 101. It's a Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit single barrel. They're all 101 proof. Giselle's Bourbon says, picked up a Rebel 10 today and a Driftless Glen 2. Jason got a Mash Keep Unforgotten. Open it, super pour. Yeah, that's a favorite one. Jason, any WT picks for the March Madness winner? You haven't won yet, dude. You haven't won yet. Remember, the guy that could win the championship, that's still in it, could take it. I think. Did the other guy have Miami? I don't know. I think there's one other person still in it, Jason. You ever watch the FXO Justified? It was set in Kentucky, and they regularly seem to have bourbon references relationship. Yeah, if you watch Justified, there's a lot of whiskey references. They're drinking Pappy in that series. They're drinking a lot of stuff in that series. We lost 2 barrels of Driftless Glen a couple of years ago. I about cried. Yeah, dude, it sucks. It sucks. I actually have a video series I'm going to be doing about all the different Wild Turkey warehouses. So if you want to nerd out on whiskey, on Wild Turkey warehouses, then stay tuned to the Mash and Drum, because I am going to do a video series on it. Hey, Pop 'em Don't Watch 'em is here. Kentucky Spirit, give more information on the standard Russell's single barrels non-picks. Yeah, that's because all Kentucky Spirits are picks. 2 other guys in it. I hope I win. Yeah. Well, you're doing really good though. Yeah, these are all picks, so that's why it's going to always tell you where it's from. That's the difference. Papa says, met Jackie Zykin this weekend, and she liked my Jordan 4 white cements. Oh, damn. You met Jackie? That's it. It's all downhill from here, buddy. I can't wait for the Wild Turkey Warehouse videos. Yeah, those are gonna be a lot of fun. Kentucky Spirit versus 101. Yeah, I mean, hey, Jason and Brandy here, Black Bourbon Family. Everyone, please go watch them. Great channel. They do a lot of cool comparisons. I mean, again, remember, 101 is batched for consistency, whereas these are single barrels. So it's really going to be, you could have a single barrel that's better than the batch, and you could have a single barrel that's not as good as the batch. It's really just going to depend on the single barrel. It really is. If you have a good person that you're buying a Kentucky Spirit from, that you trust their palate, chances are it's going to be a little bit better than 101, hopefully. Jason, did you sign up for the barrel pick drawing happening this Friday with Harlan and Freddie? Yes, I did. I am very ready to get disappointed. Kentucky Spirit or Rare Breed? Oh, Rare Breed. Hell yeah. That's not even a question. All right. Cheers. Let me get started tonight with this one. Oh, man. I really hope they find that barrel. Oh, that's good. It does. It has like this cherry Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Pepper, cherry ginger ale type note. It's gingery, it's cherry, it's got some spice. As with all my picks, it's going to have a nice finish. This is a really like punch you in the face, really flavorful Kentucky Spirit. This Kentucky Spirit, however, is not in the blind tonight, if it's in it, because I didn't want to put one of my own in here. So I just picked a Warehouse A pick that I have, because Warehouse A's are pretty typical turkey, but we'll see if that single barrel happens to stand out amongst the rest. So it'll be good. This is a Warehouse B, as I mentioned. I'm sorry, Warehouse A. Rick number 2, barrel 0316. So, yeah, and these all tend to, I think, be about 7-8 years old, generally. It's just got more depth of flavor and more spice than the current Wild Turkey 101, which I think has gotten a little bit softer than the ones. Zach Butler, yeah, they can't find they only found 2 cases of this bottle, so like 12 bottles basically. So they're trying to find the rest. The Russell's Reserve pick, the actual Russell's Reserve pick that we did, we have that one. That one is in stock. That one's ready to go at some point. But yeah, this one, they can't find it. And then the other Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit that we did is like just gone. So it sucks. It really sucks when you get excited about a barrel pick and can't find it. Went to Jackie's dinner that Hidden Bar put on Thursday and met her as well. Told her that I love the interviews that she's done with you and Fred in the past. She was happy to hear that. That's awesome, Thrasher. Thanks for mentioning that to her. This is a Tyrone A, Hendo. Tyrone A. All right, so before we get into the blind and all that works, and how that's going to work, let's get into a few new labels that I caught on the old Cumming Whiskey label finder, including a couple 4-gates. So this one is the Majestic Wood series, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in French oak casks. That's going to be 7 years old, and it looks like that one's going to be called just French oak. French oak, 118.2 proof. The next one that we saw was the 4-gate, let's see, finished in new charred casks by Kelvin Cooperage. So it's basically a new charred. So is it exactly a toast or just a charred cask? I would have to get some more information on it. It is called the Kelvin 60. So this is all about the barrel. So depending on what Kelvin did with those barrels, that could either be a little bit smoky, it could be overly sweet, could have a little bit more char to it. I guess we'll see what happens with that one. Another release that I caught was the Dickel whiskey, George Dickel bourbon whiskey, 18 years old, 90 proof. Now, judging that what was the one that they put out? Was it a 15 year? that was like $250, $260 for that one. What's the price on that one going to be? What's the over-under on that release, you guys think? Is that one, you think that one would get to the 300 mark? I would guess that it might. In today's market, 18 years, that's a big age statement. I mean, Knob Creek did it for 200 ish. You know, why? But the George Dickel one for that, yeah, the 18 is it's 200. They're going to make it 200. Oh, 17 year. That's the 17 year was 250. 17 year was 200. Yeah, 250. So now they have an 18 year. This will be interesting. And was I can't remember because I don't, let me see here. Dickel 17. Now so the big difference here is the George Dickel 17 was a cask strength Tennessee whiskey, whereas this is a bourbon, George Dickel bourbon whiskey, aged 18 years. So let me see. I got the back of the label too. Oh no, that's the Yellowstone. Dickel. All right, so big difference. 17-year Tennessee whiskey. Now we have an 18-year bourbon whiskey. Interesting. I don't know what that's going to cost, but I'm not. I don't think I'm willing to pay the money to try the difference in that at all. Okay, let's see. Next one. I did mention the Yellowstone. So Yellowstone, it looks like they're going to be releasing a Tokai finish, which is kind of one of those trendy finishes going on right now. Penelope has done it. A couple other distilleries have gotten into the Tokai finish. If you read the fine print, this is a, let's see here, a blend of 7, 13, and 16-year aged bourbons finished with Tokai casks, thoughtfully crafted in limited quantities for our most discerning drinkers, from our hearts to fill your glass. So, I don't know, Yellowstone, the LE Yellowstone seem to be very hit and miss with people. Let me know in the chat. You guys, I mean, are they kind of hit and miss? Do you guys get each one? Are you a fan, not a fan? Don't want to spend the 120, 130, 150 bucks, whatever it is on that bottle? What say you? What say the chat? And then lastly, we have the next Kentucky Owl, which is the Meister edition. At least that's what I'm guessing how you pronounce that, the Meister. In celebration of the partnership between two great whiskey nations, Kentucky Owl Master Blender John Rea has collaborated with Scotch whiskey master blender Maureen Robinson to create this unique Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. The Meister edition brings together the deep knowledge, skills, and blending expertise of these two renowned whiskey masters to craft this exceptional and unique limited release. So no information at all. It's just some kind of fancy blend with the help of Maureen Robinson, who is a great blender, by the way. But them collaborating on a blend, I guess we'll see what they come up with. I have no idea. And that's about it. Let's see here. Let's see. Not a fan of the Yellowstone, says Jake McKee. Robzilla says, meh. Miss, not worth the gamble. Glenn Morangy started the Tokai trend. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Donald Rants. Lori Lane says, I like a nice finish, but it's not going to elevate what's in the Yellowstone bottle. It's a good point. Eric Desmarius, pass on the Yellowstone LE. Let's see here. Let me go back here. There we go. Went to Rare Breed, so good. We'll pass on that. I personally don't enjoy the Yellowstone 93, even a store pick, and not interested in paying more for meh, says Brent Worrells. Interesting. Kentucky Owl has gone Weller with those damn releases. It's gone Weller. I think the prices for those have gone even more, honestly, when you think about it. I mean, you're looking at way more. I mean, what was it, the Mardi Gras release that just hit Ohio a couple weeks back? $500 for that one because it's finished in a rum cask. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Cannot do it. Let's see here. Big Vic says 750. Popham says, guys, when the Mash and Journey Wild Turkey pick shows up in Louisiana again, y'all can get a bottle, 600 shipping, no law about. I know what I have. Looking to try that one on the table. So yeah, this is a really nice. Well, it's as good as I remember it, man. And every time I go back to it, it's getting sweeter and sweeter. Bozwang guy says Tokai is going to be pretty similar to a Sauternes finish, really. Yeah, you know what? I'm with you, Mark J. Boyer. I'm not a huge fan of rum finishes either. I can't say I've had a rum finished bourbon that has like I gotta have that. Honestly, I'd rather just drink like Foursquare or rum. I can't say I've had it. You know, a really, really good one. It's just one of those things. I don't know. Let me see here. Comments are coming in. All right. Looks like we're all set here. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to. Oh, it works with our grain whiskey over malt, as it has a very sweet taste. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the price is for. I think that's the biggest issue with Kentucky Owl. The pricing is just insane. It's insane. I know you're trying to position yourself as a premium whiskey, but how premium are you? Seriously, you can't be that premium. Hell, I saw Weller 107 for $500, dude. There's no way it's worth that much. Jesus, that's crazy. I think rum offers too much variability in quality than a PX sherry cask does a specific quality product. Yeah, and I also think that depending on the quality of the rum and also the strength of the effect on the finish is really what kind of, you know, does it. So, all right, it's honey infused. Oh, honey infused. I simply won't buy Kentucky Owl. I don't know. I can't see a lot of people buying that shit anymore, but some people do. I see it. I see it around. People posting pictures of it. People still buy it, which is amazing to me. Jake McKee says, disappointing in the Kentucky Owl St. Patty's edition. I actually think I have that right here. I have it. Yeah, here it is. I got this because I got it on sale, and I just wanted to try it. And while it's not great, I didn't think it was terrible either, but there's a lot better whiskeys for the price. I mean, I got this thing on sale. I'm like, I'll buy it if it's on sale. I'll give it a go. That was kind of the first Kentucky Owl. Actually, no, that was the second one I got. Because I did buy batch 11 or 12 of the bourbon, which I was not a fan of, and I paid way too much for it. John Rea is the blender for Kentucky Owl now. So, all right, guys. So here we go. So this is how we're going to work it. Let me go to the. Let me see if that's. I think I have the graphic here ready to go. So this is how we're going to work it. So I have selected 22 different bottles of Wild Turkey. 22. Now, there are a couple that I don't have anymore, such as two that are missing in this lineup tonight that I wish I had, is the Master's Keep 17, the black box, and the Master's Keep Revival Oloroso Sherry Cask finish. I don't have those bottles anymore. They are gone. But I do have, so that would have made 24 total if I put them all in. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to blind taste 11 of the 22 tonight. It's not so much a ranking as it is that I want to taste each one, kind of think on it, and think, you know, maybe give it kind of a grade of, you know, a certain amount of, I'll show you my grading system here. And then once I find out what that bottle is, you know, then I think together we could kind of factor in the price for that bottle. And that may up the you know, the ranking it gets or bring it down depending on the price it gets. So I think that's how we're going to work the tier system. Here's my graphic for it total. So here's my Wild Turkey tier ranking chart. So these bottles are just randomly kind of placed in there. I did not put them all in there. I might have just kind of thrown some in there just to see where it landed. But you could see all the bottles that are going to be involved in this 2-round series. I mean, Russell's 13, Master's Keep 17-year bottle and bond, Decades, Cornerstone 1, Russell's Rye, Rare Breed non-chill filtered. I mean, all of them. Father and Son, Long Branch, Russell's 10-year, Kentucky Spirit, the whatchamacallit, the new one, the Unforgotten, Russell's 2003. So the Russell's 12, the Wild Turkey 12-year. So basically, the rank will go 5 turkeys, 4 turkeys, 3, 2, or 1 turkeys. So that's where the tier ranking could land. That's where you could rank, depending on what I taste, what we find out what it is, and what the price is. So I'll kind of use you guys to help guide me what you think. What do you think that rank should be? Most of these aren't. The only thing that's a pick in here is the Kentucky Spirit, because all Kentucky Spirits are picks. So that's the only bottle that probably has some variability here. The Russell's Reserve Single Barrel is a shelfer. Everything in here is the shelf, like the ones that you can buy that are, if you're able to get a bottle of these, it's a standard release. Obviously, there's some batch variation with with certain bottles that can happen depending on what Russell's 13. Although I'm still a big believer that a lot of these people try to sell off Russell's 13 like batch 2 or batch 3 is better than 1 or vice versa. I think that's all a bunch of baloney. I don't think there's that much difference, if any, in any of them. If there is, it's very, very minute. So don't let someone try to sell you on a Russell's 13, 3 versus 1, 1's better than 3, 3 is versus, is better than 1. Don't buy into that crap. That's just not the case. Not the case at all. So nice, using Rare Breed's 1 to 5 turkey scale. Yeah, kind of got that from Wild Turkey. You got Rare Breed, you got Rare Breed 101 hiding in the background. No, he's not. He usually reposts anything I do for turkey, so he must be busy tonight. Going to need to double nip on those Z-Biotics after this tasting. Well, one thing you got to remember, Russell's 6-year rise below Long Branch Friend. Oh, you think so? Okay, well, we'll see what happens. How does the Russell's Rye differ from the Rare Breed Rye? Just a lower proof. Well, the single barrel is a single barrel rye, and it's a higher proof, or it's a mid-tier proof. But I also think it's a little bit of a higher age than the Rare Breed Rye is. I think. But I do think the same age that's in Russell's single barrel is intermingled in Rare Breed Rye. Wild Turkey 101 Rye is, again, just some young ryes that are blended together to give you a more traditional profile, something a little bit more consistent. Let's see here. Oh, Redbird's traveling. There you go. Kentucky Owl St. Patrick bottle is interesting to compare to JJ Corey. You can see the influence of the Irish Master Blender. Rare Breed bourbon is older on average than the rye. Well, yeah, because Rare Breed is the blend. But yeah, I mean, they don't have a ton of ultra aged rye whiskey, being Wild Turkey. I think what they do have, they use it in special releases like Cornerstone and some others. Yeah, I do really believe that some Russell Reserve private selections can rival. I don't know if you'd rival Russell Reserve 13 as much as it can rival the single Rickhouse. I think the single Rickhouse was in there. So 22 bottles, 11 of them are in here tonight. Now, I don't know if Rare Breed is in here. I don't know what bottles are in here, but we're going to find out later. And then whatever's left over, we'll do another night for round 2, and then we'll complete the tier list. But at least we can all, do the fun tier list, the first 11 bottles tonight, and we'll see how it goes. So let me grab the Mandalorian, of course. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a few notes here because I have to kind of, follow what's going to correspond with what. These are all poured blind for me. Actually, you know what? I'll just number. Well, I'll letter them ABC because I think there are numbers underneath. So 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. Got it. All right. So we're just going to go through this one by one. I'm just going to select them randomly here, and we'll see what we get. This should be interesting because there's a lot of different bottles in this blind. Oh, wow, this one's already really good. At least on the nose, it is. Let me go back to the. I don't know why my chat here on StreamYard is not. It's not. Let's see. Cheers, boys. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh this and see if I can get the chat up and running here again. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. And the chat is back. Awesome. Okay, so now I can highlight super chats. 22 bottles. Again, I'm not doing all 22 tonight, guys. I'm not doing all 22. I'm just doing 11 of them tonight because, yeah, that would be way too much whiskey to go through and taste. I don't want to blow my palate out. So let me go back to comments here. All right. Yeah, and again, the ryes are mixed in here. We'll see. I'm going to try to see if I'm right, if something's a rye, something's not a rye. We'll go through them. We'll talk about them. What I really want to do is get to the reveal so we can talk about, what we feel. Because once we know the price points of each of these, we'll see where we could place them in the tier. So this one's super rich on the nose. I'll tell you that much. I'm really digging this one. 4-leaf whiskey. No pressure, but this will determine my first bottle purchase of Wild Turkey. That's awesome. Let's see. Jackson missed out you. Let's see here. So many bottles, one mash bill. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of Wild Turkey. I think that is the definite beauty of Wild Turkey. All right, so for whatever reason, the chat does not want to scroll, so I'm just going to have to stick with the chat in YouTube here. So if I can't highlight your thing, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it's not actually, the internet's working great tonight, but now the chat isn't working, which is great, and that's a StreamYard thing. So, all right, here we go. Let me try this one, first one. Very turkey, very sweet. This one has a ton. This has a nice toffee note to it. Ton of depth. Good spice to it. This one is a little bit, I think, proofier. Now remember, Wild Turkey goes into the barrel now at what, 115? So that's why when you taste these, they're generally, Wild Turkey isn't going to be this like gigantic high proof point ever. You're not going to really, it's very rare to see a Wild Turkey anything over 120 proof. So I think the highest proofs you really see are like Russell's, either the single rickhouse or Russell's 13 getting there in the barrel proof areas, but they're generally not going to be super high. So doing a flight like this isn't going to, make me want to fall off my chair like doing 4 Elijah Craig barrel proofs. I wonder how many butterflies, no butterflies get near my turkey. StreamYard doesn't run really well on your Jitterbug phone. No, not on my BlackBerry. Sorry. This one is good. It's got a lot of spice, very mouth coating. Like, is this a like, is that like a Master's Keep? Like, is that the Unforgotten maybe? Because it's got a spice that goes on for days. That one's nice. I feel like there's a heavy rye influence in this one. It could just be, not sure, but man. Let's see here, guys. See if I can restore the chat at all. No, that's still not working. Oh, we have 441 watching right now. Holy shit, guys. Thank you so much for chiming in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the tasting. This one off the bat, I'm going to give this one 4 gobbles, 4 turkeys, because it's really good. This has everything I look for in a turkey. So I'll give this 4 gobbles. This is, I want to keep these in order. So that'll be the first one there. Let's go to this one here. See what we get for this one. Gonna have to drink some water in between here, guys. Unforgotten has creaminess to it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty creamy. Ooh, this one's nice. This one has some oak to it. Maybe a little bit more age. Terrence McDermott, Jason, waiting on your BBC Origin Raw review. Terrence, it's coming. When is that one coming out? I think it's coming out tomorrow, actually. Either tomorrow or Friday, you'll see that, Terrence. I can't remember if I edited that video yet. There's always editing. So the palate for me wasn't as explosive as the nose. Oh, there's the palate. It's always the water. This has some depth to it. This has some oak. This has some richness. This could have some age to it, a little bit more age to it. Editing is so tedious. It can be. That water cup is fire. Yep. So yeah, two series I've been watching. Every Wednesday night when they come on live is the Ted Lasso and of course the Mandalorian. Every Wednesday I'm like on it, like watching those and catching up. This isn't the most in-your-face whiskey, but it's got some depth to it. I like this a lot. This one's an in-betweener. This one, I think, depending on the price, could go to a higher tier, or it could stay where I think it's going to be. Oh, yes, and I finished Last of Us. Like, I binge-watched that. I just binge-watched it, the entire thing. I just kept watching it. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. Love it. Big11 with the super chat. Thank you so much. Says, bought that Master Drum older than 115. It's on the way. Nice. I got the old Blue Run drumstick. I'll give you some chimes to all the super chats. Thank you so much tonight. Brent Worrell says, I like Russell's Reserve 10. Russell Reserve 10 is one of the most polarizing bourbons on the market. People either love it or hate it. What say you in the chat? Like, just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I just want to see visually how many thumbs up we get versus, you know what? I'll put a poll. I'm going to put a poll real quick, guys. Don't do it yet. I'm going to start a poll. Russell's Reserve 10. Yes or no? And I'm going to ask you guys. I'm just going to post the poll right here. And you guys vote. And you let me know. Because I'm actually really curious to see what the numbers come out like once you guys are done with it. Because I really do. Yeah. Last of Us, what the hell? Like, you think it's going to be this, like, zombie movie or whatever, the zombie show, and it was, like, a tearjerker. Like, the episode with Ron Swanson, come on. That shit got me. It got me, like, here. Got me right there, right in the heartstrings. Oh my gosh. This has such a nice depth to it. I'm gonna give this 4 gobbles as well. We're starting off strong. The first 2 are getting 4 gobbles. All right, next, let's go to this one here. This one looks a little bit lighter. Russell Reserve 10 is like PB and Raspberry Jam Yum hitter for 36. Russell's single barrel shelfers have more baking spice and fruit than Rare Breed. I would agree totally with that, Wigmaster. Totally agree. Russell Reserve 10 over Rare Breed Rye, says Kenneth Ratburn. Well, I mean, but Rare Breed Rye is such a rye. That's a hard comparison, but I mean, I get it. That's an 8 gobble evening so far. Yes, Lori, thank you. Lori with the gobble count. I love it. All right, let's get into this one here. All right, we're going down a notch here with this one. This I think is a rye. Speaking of ryes, I think this is a rye. Very rye forward, very spearminty. What would you rather pay? A first for Russell Reserve 13? What would you rather pay? A firstborn for Russell Reserve 13? Listen, if I went into a store and had a choice to get Russell Reserve 13, I probably wouldn't go higher than $200. But I am a turkey guy, and like I said earlier, I really do think that there are some Russell Reserve single barrels that can really go head to head with Russell's 13. I'm not going to say head to head because there's much older whiskey in Russell's 13, but I really feel like you could get close to a good, if you get a really good pick that could be a little bit older. I mean, there are some really good Russell Reserve picks out there. I'm just saying, you don't have to, rob a bank to get one. But, man, this is all just Christmas. This is Christmas in a glass. This is orange spice, cinnamon, rye spice, mint. Oh my God, that is an orange sickle in a glass. I'm gonna guess that's the Wild Turkey 101 rye. I think in that glass. That's what I'm gonna guess. We'll see. Wild Turkey 101 rye. I think it's a solid rye. I'll give it 2 gobbles. Lori Lane, you're in charge of all the gobbles tonight, so let me know how many gobbles get doled out. So we have 4, 4, and 2. We have 10 gobbles so far. Lori, you keep track. I just totally gave her a job to do. She's like, what? All right, next one here. Oh, this smells delightful. Oh, man. Jason Anthony's 22 flights. I like that. My immediate guess when you described it said outside the stars. Yeah, it was totally Christmas in a glass. That's what I always get on Wild Turkey 101 rye, for sure. This has a lot going on. This is a lot of depth of flavor here. Man, this is where you start getting that cherry cola note in Wild Turkey. Make a mash and drum gobble meter graphic. So, Jason, next time you're at Turkey, you should get one of those gobble toys and use that for super chats. That's a good idea. I should totally do that. Rare Breed Rye versus Pikesville Rye, says Will Wilkins. So here's the big difference. That's a great question. Rare Breed Rye is, to me, it's just like 101 Rye, but elevated. It's very like orange creamsicle, spice, more orange creamsicle, cinnamon. Pikesville Rye, on the other hand, is, I think, heavier, like caramel, vanilla, sweetness type flavors. So it depends on what you like. So Pikesville, a little bit more vanilla caramel. It's got the rye to it as well, but it's a sweet rye. The Rare Breed, however, even though it's a sweet rye, it goes more along the lines of a lot of citrus, at least to me personally. So that's where it's not really whether you like, both are great, but it just really depends on what your palate is. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not like that type of person that's going to tell you this is wrong, this is right, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to buy. It just depends on what you're going to like. I mean, you might like both. It's just going to depend on the mood pour. Yep, Rare Breed Rye totally has the citrus. This has like this cherry licorice like a Twizzler candy. Like cherry Twizzler licorice. I'm like moving now, like to the music as I'm tasting turkey. Just puts me in a good mood. It really does. Yeah, 4-leaf whiskey. If you like Stacy, if you like orange creamsicle, rare breed rye all day long. How does Russell Reserve single barrel rye stack then? Also 6 years old. Um, Russell Reserve single barrel rye, I think, because of the higher proof, it comes off more like a traditional rye. Those, the sweet flavors are there, but I think the sweet flavors are a little bit more elevated in the Russell's Reserve. While the citrus is there, I think you get a little bit of a more sweet flavor to the Russell Reserve single barrel rye. The 6 year, I don't even remember the last time I had a 6 year. I would have to revisit that, Pete. And that's in the blind at some point. So I will taste it at some point tonight or the next round. I'm not sure if it's in tonight or the next round. We'll see how it goes. Kenneth Rathburn, Russell Single Barrel Rye is in my opinion, the most underrated turkey product. I would highly agree, I think, with that assessment. Everybody talks about every other bottle except the Russell Reserve Single Barrel Rye. I might do a video on that. Yeah, the 6 year is not a single barrel. Or is it? I don't even remember. This is as candy, cherry as it gets. I think this is a nice middle-of-the-road turkey. I don't think it's like super delicious. I'm going to give this 3 gobbles. Super sweet, approachable, but a lot of depth to it. This gets 3 gobbles. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, Lori. Hope you're making count here. 6 year, yeah, 6 years not a single barrel. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's good. But I think that's just like a straightforward 3 gobbles of wild turkey right there. I think it's really good. 472 in the chat right now. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Please hit the like button while you're here. Appreciate you. Man, what should we go with next? Let's go with this one close to me here. See what we get with this one. All right. Phil, you might be surprised how you might rank some of these. I do, James. It's not that I'm scared. It's interesting when you do these blind because generally I like everything turkey, but when you kind of taste them all, it really is the beauty of wild turkey. Again, 2 mash bills. They have the bourbon mash bill. They have their rye mash bill. And they do all these different expressions off of those 2 mash bills. It's pretty incredible when you think of it, in today's time. Speaking of rye, okay. Speaking of rye, does anyone have any suggestions for 100% malted rye? Really enjoyed the New Riff, Old Potrero, and Mackenzie I've tried. Alan, you already mentioned the malted rye from New Riff. That's kind of one of my favorites. But if anyone else has any suggestions, throw them in the chat. Let's check out the poll. 76% of you said Russell Reserve 10, yes. 24% no. That was 195 votes. All right, I'm going to end the poll now. That's a nice little indicator. All right, so not as divided as I thought it would be. I think people generally don't like it because it is a lower proof, but it's a great value. I mean, you could say the same for Eagle Rare, but people seem to go bananas for Eagle Rare versus Russell Reserve 10-year. Jerry D, what does your bracelet say? This says... because I said I would. It's a there's a speaker, damn it, I forgot his name. He's local to Columbus. He is an amazing story. Basically, the long story short, his father, I think, had cancer, and before he passed away, he said, "Always do what you say you're going to do." So because I said I would is kind of like a reminder to me to always have, the utmost integrity, or try to have the utmost integrity as you can. So I always kind of keep this on as a reminder, but it's his bracelet. So just because of the name and rarity to find it, yeah, I guess. Drink water. It's a good idea. I'm gonna have a little water here. Trying to think if there's any other malted ryes that I've had. Just looking at my shelf here. Malted rye, malted rye. Hard Truth. Hard Truth. Isn't theirs a malted rye? Or is it a sweet mash? I can't remember. But if you like rye whiskeys, I highly recommend checking out. Oh yeah, Alex Sheen. That's exactly who it is. DeSells Boston. Alex Sheen. Yep, he is the man that this is from. Alex Sheen. Still Austin is 100% rye, not malted though. Best rye I've had this year, says JH. Big 11 says, I'll trade you an old Carter PLDC number 3 for a single Russell's single Rickhouse. I don't have an extra single Rickhouse, dude. I got the listen. I wasn't super impressed with the single Rickhouse. I am though, however, very looking forward to the single Rickhouse for this year, which is a Camp Nelson F, which has some of the best barrels I've ever tasted from Wild Turkey. All right, so this is very standard turkey. It's good. Was that a 3 or a 2 though? Hard Truth has malted sweet mash rye and caramel malted sweet mash rye. Yeah, we're trying for sure. I would add that. I forgot who asked the question about the malted rye, but definitely try Hard Truth sweet mash malted rye. Delicious stuff. Yeah, Smoke Wagon has a malted rye for sure. Probably a little harder to find. Ooh, this thing is just getting better as I go. This might be a 3. This might be a 3 gobble. Wigmaster, Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond, still best value in all spirits. Here's the thing about Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond. Did you know that Evan Williams Black Label is actually older than Evan Williams Bottled and Bond? It's much older whiskey enough. I think Evan Williams is right at that 4-year mark. Evan Williams Black Label is like 6 to 8 years. Same thing with the Evan Williams 1783. So I think people love the Evan Williams because of the bite it has and the proof it has, which I totally get. But I don't know. The last couple bottles of Evan Williams Bottled and Bond that I've had, I have not been impressed with. I don't know what it is, what's going on. Maybe it's just my palate's changing. I remember loving it, but I don't know what's happening with it lately for me personally. I actually rather drink Evan Williams 1783, the new one. It's got a bump in proof. It's got a little bit older whiskey in it. I dig it. Wigmaster says, still never tried Black Label. Well, I mean, Black Label, listen, it doesn't have the proof. You're gonna find it underwhelming no matter what. But I do say, taste it side by side. I really feel like you can taste the older whiskey in the Evan Williams Black Label versus the Bottled and Bond, for sure. I had a Wild Turkey 101 recently at an Ohio rural bar that tasted super nice. Heavy berry, strawberry, cereal fruit. The new label is good and available. Absolutely, Brent. Yeah, so the more I go into this, I'm going to kind of keep this at, I think, I'm going to give that 3 gobbles. You know what's saving that particular whiskey right there? It's the finish. The finish is great on it. 3 gobbles for that one. Big 11, dude. Thank you so much for the super chats. Appreciate you, man. I'll give you another. I'll give you another Blue Nun. I got the Evan Williams 100 proof all white label. Definitely different. So it just sells bourbon. Let's see. What? Oh no, we're doing fine. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 left. Let me go with this one here. Oh man, the nose on this one. Oh, guys, this smells fantastic. Oh. This is. What is your opinion of the Evan Williams 101 red label on your shelf? Top Jimmy, I love that bottle. Unfortunately, it's really hard to find and it's expensive. But If you go on a tour at Evan Williams, the Evan Williams Experience in Louisville, sometimes you get lucky and they have that at the gift shop. But I wouldn't pay, over retail for it. But if you're at the Evan Williams Experience and you come across it, I highly recommend picking it up. It's really, really great. Lots of people still hate Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. They also hate Old Tub too. Well, I could see Old Tub because Old Tub is very, very, very heavy peanut. Very, very heavy peanut. Man, there's more super chats coming in. Does the winner get a gobble? Yes, you get a full gobble. Oh man, I hate to say a general bourbon flavor, but this is as vanilla extract as it gets. It is so vanilla heavy, like pure vanilla extract, like you're about to bake a cake. Did someone say Old Tubs is bubble bath bourbon? Oh, dude. I had some water, so I'm going to need another sip of that one. Ooh, that's good. I can't recall. Did you do a Lucky 7 proprietor review? Do you have a 15-year review coming, Zach Butler? Yeah, I have it right here. Well, that's a 14-year. I have a 15-year somewhere over here. But yeah. I feel like I was just trying to keep that one under the radar as much as I could because I wanted to try to find those. And honestly, I've kind of realized if I say that this bourbon or something is good, people tend not to like when I say that because then it's like me or something like a bunch of channels all at once say this whiskey is really good, and it kind of tends to disappear. So I didn't want to do a full review of that quite yet. This is good. This has elevated sweetness, elevated depth, really, really sweet. Nice finish. Not a super long finish though. The finish on that thing goes on for days though. That's getting 4 gobbles right there. That's a 4 gobble. So we have 1, 2, 3 that got 4 gobbles so far. 1, 2 that got 3 gobbles, and 1 that got 2 gobbles. We're just going down the line here. That has some proof to it too. That's got some spice, some proof. That is a lingering. That is really good. Whatever that is, that's definitely worthy of the 4 gobbles. Can't say I've had anything that's worth 5 quite yet. Not a fan of OGD Bottled and Bond. Too creamy, says Wigmaster. Too creamy? Wigmaster, no offense, but I don't think I've ever heard that in my life. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, I don't like that whiskey because it's too creamy. Wigmaster's like, you calling me out, man. I'm like, no, I've never heard somebody say, I love a creamy whiskey. Unless you're meaning it tastes like there's a creamy taste to it. I don't know, Wigmaster. You must explain your comment. Jason, Benchmark is having a great year. Top floor, foolproof, and small batch are killing it. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of something for everybody with the Benchmark, which is kind of nice. And I love that most of them are $20 to $25, honestly. But again, Old Grandad Bottled and Bond is one of those where I get a ton of citrus on it too. Citrus and cinnamon, for sure. My first shotgun beer was a Genesee Cream Ale. The word brings back memories. You ever had the Tennessee Bourbon Cream Pie, says Steve Johnson? Nope, haven't had that. Wigmaster says, OGD Bottled and Bond tastes like creamer pods at the diner. Creamer pods? Oh my God, I've never heard that in my life. Like the creamer pods you put in coffee? That's crazy. All right. Let's try this one. Here we go. This is we got 5 left here. Plenty of time to go through these. Let's see what we got here. Like milk. Okay. Brent Worldsel, that's a new taste that I have to look for. All right, so let's see what we got here, guys. This is kind of standard turkey. Nothing really jumping out of the glass. Bubble bath bourbon. You let me know if you taste coffee creamer and that shit. See if you taste it. Oh, pencil shaving notes. I could totally see pencil shaving notes on OGD for sure. I could see that. I actually get it more in 114 than the Bottle and Bond, to be honest. Pencil shavings. This is good. It's nothing that's blowing me away, but nothing that's... Have you tried O.H. Ingram bourbons? Opinion, Top Jimmy. I don't think I've ever had those quite yet, unfortunately. Sorry. This is that citrus vanilla type experience. Good spice, though. I think this is going to get 3 gobbles. So far, all these have been pretty good. Only that third one I really kind of thought kind of fell off a little bit. So, all right, let's go to the last 4 here that we have. And then, now again, these tiers could change depending on price. So these aren't locked in. This is just my rating off of taste. Once we put the prices to them, we can kind of move them around a little bit, and we'll see what happens. HD Plagueis, where did you get your hat? The Wild Turkey Gift Shop. I'll tell you, it's pretty funny. I did the reviews for the 13th Colony bourbons and rye and the double oaked. All these people got all like, annoyed about it. No, I'm never gonna be able to find it. Rah, 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 rah. I'm like, all right, dude, just relax. Listen, this was getting a lot of publicity before I ever reviewed it. Plus, I tasted it for the first time like back at Christmas time. So, like, relax. Let's go with this. Holy crap. What is that one? Look how dark that is. Ooh. Which one is that? Which one is that? I don't remember. What the hell turkey is this dark? Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Wow. That's incredible. What the hell is that? Oh, I know what that could be. If it is what I think it is, I haven't had this in ages. Could it be the 13? There's only 2 turkeys that could be this dark. 3 turkeys. The Russell's 2003, the 17-year Bottle and Bond, or the Russell Reserve 13. It's extremely cherry forward. Very, very heavy cherry, oak, chocolate, charred oak. It's got a little smokiness to it. Bubble Bath Bourbon is saying the OGD does have a creamy mouthfeel, but unless you're equating the corniness to those real bad artificial coffee creamers. You have the Russell Special Reserve in your blind? Russell Special Reserve? No, I don't have that one in here. WB Sapples Age. So the age of WB Sapples, it's a blend of, I believe, 12-year, what is it, 12-year, 10-year, and 8-year, I think. I think that's the blend. Let's see. I think I'm right. Let me see here. It is That's not it. Ooh, man, that's good. Trying to remember what the age is. I think that's the yeah. I think that's the age. The WB Sapple is a blend. So oh my gosh, this is oak depth. This might get 5 gobbles, guys. This is freaking delicious. Oh my gosh. That's as much as a flavor bomb as you're gonna get. Sapple is 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, so there was some 6 in there. That's what I missed. So I said, I said 12, 10, and 8. There's some 6 in there as well. There you go. That's why Sapple's so damn good. Sapple's really good. The only problem is it's $50 for 375. I would kill for a 750 of that shit though. This has like an old dusty funk to it. Oh my gosh. Little like butterscotch on the end. Cherry forward. That gets 5 friggin' gobbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I'm going to need a drink after that because the last 3 do not look that dark. I mean, yeah, it's, you know what? I mean, $50, 375. I'm actually hoping it's in here tonight because I want to see where I ranked it and how, how we may think of it as a price point. Because I think that's a tricky one to put. If I gave it 3 or 4, do we have to knock it because it's a 375? Do we elevate it? Like, we'll see what happens if it's in here tonight. I'm not sure if it's in here yet. So let's go to the nose on it. We have 3 more here, guys. All right, this one's pretty muted. Not a lot going on here. Very typical turkey. Vanilla, spice, orange. That is just a really good, solid wild turkey. Whatever it is. Oh, man. That thing just gave me an unbelievable punch of orange creamsicle. I'm going to write that down there. Orange creamsicle. Man, is that one of the ryes? That's... The first sip was not as impressive as the second sip. The second sip is unbelievably good. It doesn't have a huge amount of depth, though. It's got good spice. It's got the orange creamsicle. This could be... I'm guessing that's a rye. But what rye would... Maybe it's the Russell Reserve single barrel, maybe? I don't think it's rare breed rye. Rare breed rye, I feel like, has more bite to it. So this could be the Russell single barrel. Maybe. Single barrel rye. I'll give this a 3. I'll give this 3 gobbles. I was going to, go 2 at first, but then the finish was really good. I'll give it 3 on this one. I don't think this is rare breed rye. This is coming off a lot older than rare breed rye. Garrett D, thoughts on Bond and Lillard, apparently from Wild Turkey. Yeah, so all those, all that whole series, the Whiskey Bonded series, is all Wild Turkey sourced. What you want is the later variations of Bond and Lillard, like batch 3. I think they made 3 batches, if I'm correct. The first 2 I wasn't really a big fan of, but the Sapple is the one that's kind of that people love. Why? I don't know if you guys know the story, but Campari wanted to put together this this whiskey bonded series at first, which was the WB Saffel, the Bond and Lillard, and crap, I always forget the middle one. Somebody help me in the chat. What was the middle? What was that second one that was in the mix of that series? I know somebody in the chat will. Old Rippy. That's it. Thank you so much, Bose Wine Guy. Old Rippy. All of them have names that link to Wild Turkey's history, which was kind of cool. Bond Lillard, Old Rippy, and then into the WB Saffel. All of them have connections to Wild Turkey throughout history, which is kind of cool. Kind of nice telling that story, 375 milliliter bottles. But at first, when it was being constructed, Campari did the blending themselves without the guidance of the Russells, particularly Eddie Russell. So when they first released specifically the Bond and Lillard, and people weren't really liking them, they had more releases to go. So apparently Campari went back to Eddie Russell's and asked them to help blend the WB Saffel. And I think that is why it ended up being everyone's favorite. Eddie Russell was involved in that release. He blended it. And I think you could tell because the Bond and Lillard, it tastes like turkey, but it's not well blended turkey. Whereas the WB Saffel is that's the turkey you want. So yeah, Old Rip is very light. Maybe that's what Campari was going for. But I think that's why Saffel is that's like the bee's knees. That's why everyone loves it. Yeah, Old Rippy was definitely the oldest release, the rarest release. Yep. Yeah, the Bond and Lillard isn't. I think the later batches are a little bit better than the first batch, but I'm trying to think. I know there was two. I know there was at least two. I'm trying to think there was a third. But I think two is better than one. But I would still. I mean, if you want to collect them all, I get it. You want to kind of finish your vertical. But if you're like gonna actually drink the stuff, then just stick with WB Saffel. That's the one that's worth it. Okay. Last two. Again, nothing jumping out of the glass here. Light, creamy, citrusy. This one is actually coming off a little bit grainy, which is interesting. There's really nothing going on in that one. I don't know which one that is. God. Imagine after drinking all these others, that's just like Wild Turkey 101 and it doesn't really taste like anything. All right, that sip was a little better. I'll give that 2 gobbles. It's very light. I mean, order of these could make a difference, but I definitely like if that was Wild Turkey 101, that could get elevated just on value alone. But we'll see here. All right. Oh, you think it's maybe the Long Branch? Could be. Last one, guys. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I know a lot of people are talking. Every time I shoot a video, everyone's asking about this bottle. This is a custom label that was made and sent. This is not a real release of Old Forester. Somebody just took the time to make this and did an absolutely incredible job with it. It's around 104 proof. It's got even the 1915 on the top of the bottle there, as you can see. There it is, focusing in. Love this camera. There it is. All the details here. A sublime marriage of 2 of the most celebrated offerings from one of the most beloved distilleries in the world. So I have 2 of these, actually, that I made. So what I did is I did a 60-40 blend, 60-19-20, and then 40-19-10. And then in the other bottle, I just reversed it. I did 60 of the 1910 and 40 of the 1920 to see which one I would like better. But these are kind of cool to just have. I love that. Yeah, they're available on Etsy. Yep. All right, let's go to this one here. This is pretty classic turkey on the nose. Ooh, that's good. It's very light though. This one's kind of a puzzler because it's very light, but there's some depth to it, but it does drink very light. Which one is that? Like, I'm not really getting. I think ATF shut down that label operation, actually, says Steve Johnson. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. To do a double based on 1915 versus birthday bourbon. I think 1915 probably beats birthday bourbon, but that's actually a really good idea. Not really sure where to place this one. This is right between 2 and 3. I don't think it's like terrible, but it's light, but there's like some sneaky depth to it. I think I'm leaning towards 3, and maybe the price will kind of help me figure that one out. DJ Jonesy, or D Jonesy, I'm sorry. I see DJ and I think DJ because I used to be a DJ back in the day with my DJ voice. Recently got a Russell's Camp Nelson C store pick. It has a wild smoky finish to it, unlike any turkey I've had before. I could see that for sure. This has a sneaky, very long finish. I'm gonna give it 3 gobbles. 3 gobbles. Sneaky, long finish. All right. All right. Did Lori? Did you count all the gobbles tonight? How many did I dish out? I'm testing her now. All right. I missed it. Do you have 13-year father and son in the mix? Bo's Wine Guy. Yes, that is one of the 22 bottles in the mix. Whether it's in here tonight, though, I don't know. So we'll see. Oh, maybe that's what that is. Now that you just said that, it just like clicked. Maybe that's what that is. Because it comes off softer, but there's something there. It's got some depth to it. Maybe that's the father and son. Okay. Jason, DJ voice. Welcome Sky and Stacy to the stage. Yeah, so last week I was doing my my DJ voice that I had when I used to work at the man, over 500 in the chat tonight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This is a lot of fun. Now we get to the fun part. You guys get to help me decide what tier these whiskeys will go into. I have them set to a certain point, but given the price points, they may move up or down. And this way we can make a proper tier list. And the tier list I will share. I'll download it and make a shareable PDF for everyone. And see, maybe you do it on your own, and maybe you have some different results than I do. But it's a fun experiment, I think. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Actually had a wild turkey in my yard today, says Larry 3R. Like a legit wild turkey, like just something to run around going, just a fucking crazy turkey just running around. That's awesome. Yeah, the father and son 13 is a low proof wild turkey overseas, but it's 13 years old, so it could have some depth to it. All right, let's go back to the first one I tried. Well, let me get the results here. This is going to be fun. Oh. Get off there. Okay. So here's the results. Let's see what we got. I'm excited for this, guys. This should be pretty cool. All right. So I did this in order. So I have them all lined up here. You know, it might be easier to go backwards. So I'm going to start with the last one I did right here, which I gave three gobbles to it. I give 3 gobbles, and I said sneaky long finish to it. A lot of depth, but soft. So letter K goes to number 20, which is shit. It's Wild Turkey 101. Wild Turkey 101 was this last one with that sneaky long finish. Wow. Yeah. Totally wrong. It's definitely not father and son. I think the long finish on it definitely did not warrant being like an 80 proof whiskey like the father and son is. But this had some really good spice to it. I still maintain my my argument that Wild Turkey 101 has gotten a little bit softer, and I literally just said it as I was drinking it. They came off a little soft, but the finish is what saved it. So Wild Turkey 101 still has that good finish. I gave it 3 gobbles. All right, so you guys let me know, based on the price being a $23 whiskey, does it stay? Let me show you the graphic one more time. So this is what we're working with here. Right now, I have it in the 3 gobble tier. Does it stay in that tier? You guys tell me. Does it stay in 3? Should it be elevated? What do you think? You know what? I'll do this. Let's make this as interactive as possible. Because I just love this, guys. So Wild Turkey 101. So should it say stay, higher, or lower? All right, guys. Here is the poll. You guys can vote, and we'll see where it stays. In the meantime, I will go to the next one. This is so much fun. Yes, you are factoring in value to the whiskey. Now, for me, it came off mid-tier, but it could be lower. It could stay right where it is because of the value of it. So that's what I want to hear from you guys. So let's see what the all right, so already 100 votes. Everyone is saying it should stay. I'm not even gonna wait. I agree with you guys. I think that at 3 is where Wild Turkey 101 belongs. So I'm gonna circle that as staying. All right, perfect. Next one. Let's go to this one. I said was very light. I only gave it 2 gobbles. 2 gobbles on this one. And this is number 14. Number 14 is Wild Turkey Long Branch. Somebody in the chat said it was Wild Turkey Long Branch. Now, Wild Turkey Long Branch on price. Let's see here. If we're just looking at retail price, Wild Turkey Long Branch is generally a $30 to $36 bottle. Do you guys think it should stay at number 2 or bring it down to number 1? What do you think? Stay at 2. Wow, a lot of you are saying 1. It should go down. So you're factoring in price there because it's about a $30, $35 bottle should go down. If you count value, it could definitely be a 4, says Patrick Q. 2. Everyone's bringing it down to 1. Bring her down. All right, we're going to bring her down. I'm going to take away a gobble. I agree. It's really not great. I think it's a great starter bourbon, but I think in the pantheon of tiers that we have, I'm going to go 1 here for the Long Branch. So that moves down a notch. All right, awesome. All right, guys, here we go. This is awesome. Having a great time, guys. Thank you so much for watching us. I'm glad I hope you're having as good a time as I am doing this tonight. And this is only this. We still have a second one we're going to do, and then we're going to factor in all these. This is awesome. Okay, let's go to the third one here. This was letter I, and the number here is number 18. This one I wrote. This was very, very orangey. I thought it could be a rye. It was super orangey, a lot of depth to it. I gave it 3 gobbles. This is Masters Keep Cornerstone. Old school, baby. Masters Keep Cornerstone. I gave 3. Now, all right, we're gonna get into the details here. I have it pulled up. All right, so let's look at the stats here. Masters Keep Cornerstone is, you're looking at 109 proof, which is cast strength, 9 years old, $175 when it first released. $175. So in your mind, does that go to a 4 or it should stay right where it is? Based on flavor, to me, I just don't think it's good enough to bump up to 4. I kind of think it should just stay at 3. I think it's good enough for that mid-tier level. However, the price to me, like, I think depending on who tastes that, you could bump it up to a 4. But I think the price kind of holds it back and keeps it at 3. Peter B says, I have Cornerstone. I would give flavor a 4+. Yeah, I mean, the flavor is really good on it, though. It is a super depth of flavor rye whiskey. I don't think I would move it up to 4, though. I think there are really good rye whiskeys that I've had that are actually a little cheaper than that. So I think I'm going to keep it at 3. I think a lot of people are saying 3. 3. Turkey, not further, hate autocorrect. It's a 3 stay. That's my sentiment. I said 3. I'm going to keep it at 3. All right. Now we go to this super dark one. This is the one I'm really curious about, guys. This was the motor oil, baby. This was the motor oil. I said it had to be one of 3 things. This has to be Russell's 13. Oh, God, this is getting better and better in the glass. 17-year bottle and bond. And what was the third one I said it could be? There was a third one. Oh, my God, it's so good. Yeah, Russell 13... Or maybe single Rick. No, not single Rick House. Oh, yeah, the 2003. That's what it was. Thank you, Space Ghost. Not Space Ghost. Colt 45. Thank you. But I think this has a higher proof than the 2003. So this has to be either Russell's 13 or the 17-year bottle and bond. And it is number 8. You ready? I got to move my bottles here. The 17-year bottle and bond. That one. That thing's ridiculous. That is so good. Now, the problem with the 17-year bottle and bond is it's expensive. But that is probably one of the best representations of turkey. I don't think I'm going to bump it down on price. Now, obviously, so you guys have to think in terms of when it came out. So when it came out, that was $175, $180 bottle. But 17 years old, turkey, cast strength. I'm sorry, not cast strength. It's bottled and bond. Yeah, I'm keeping that at 5. That shit's delicious. So that one's staying at 5. All right, so we had one bump, which is the Long Branch. I'm just gonna keep drinking this shit. So that's freaking good. All right. I'm going to keep you there. All right, so we're done with that page. Let's go. This is where it gets tricky because all of these were little, some of them were middle of the road. Some of them didn't really stick out. This is where it's going to get fun. Okay, here we go. This one, all I wrote was really good spice. I gave it 3 gobbles. This is number 2 in the list, and this is perfect timing. Perfect timing. You know why? Because we just talked about it. This is, where is it? It's the Saffle. I gave this 3 gobbles tonight. Now, I gave it 3 gobbles. That means, remember, this is a $50, $55 bottle, but it's a 375. So I'm going to poll this one because I think this could be maybe polarizing. All right, here we go. Saffle. Stay. Up. Or down. I'm going to let you guys decide. Remember, it is a blend of 12, 10, 8, and 6-year bourbons. You guys vote. Let's see where it lands. I'm curious. Curious where you guys put this one. I think it's really solid. You know, for me, a $350, but how much does a 375, you know, play into your decision? So I'm curious. Steve Johnson says, lock her up, lock her up. This is awesome. Okay. $110 a bottle. 110 by you, wise guy? I do like the small bottles. Saffle's a solid 3. I stay because I want more bottles. Lowest of the 3s. 3. Which batch is it? Says Bourbon of the Week. This is batch numero uno. Numero uno. Number 1. This 17 year is ridiculous. I forgot how good this whiskey is. All right, let's see what the poll results say. 109 votes in so far. 23% of you said down. 11% of you said up. 65% of you, though, said stay. So we're going to keep that right at, and you guys should see the results there. There you go. There's a result for the Saffle. We're going to keep it right there at a good 3. That is the Saffle. So far, everything is kind of staying in line here with what I tasted. We'll see if anything else jumps out here. Apparently, the Long Branch you guys wanted to bump down, so we bumped that down. All right, let's go to letter F, because we are working backwards here. This one I gave this one 4. I said, what the hell did I even write? My handwriting is terrible. Oh, finish for days. That's what I wrote. This does have a finish for days. This is number 16. What is 16? Oh, shit. Wow. Number 16 is... I have so many turkey bottles. Hold on. Is the Russell's Single Rickhouse. The Russell's Single Rickhouse. Now, I gave this 4. I gave it a 4. Now, this is an interesting one because this is retail. It's a $250 bottle. $250 at retail. Does that bump it down for you guys? Like in terms of value? To me, I think it does. Because, like I said earlier, I think you can get store picks that are just as, 3. I agree, guys. It tastes good, but I don't think it's as, like, at that price point, that should have been an automatic 4 or 5. And it came off as a 3. I gave it a 4, but yeah, out of my range, bump it down. 0 gobbles, and may God have mercy on your soul. You pay $250 better. Yeah, Matthew Janessi, you pay $250. It better be a 5. I agree. I'm gonna bump that down. I'm gonna bump it down to a 3. It's good, but I think you get a Russell single barrel that's super close to that, to be honest. So we have some moves being made here. This one is going down to a 3. Perfect. Okay. This is the Single Rickhouse. This is 101. This is Long Branch. This was the Cornerstone. This is the 17. We have Saffold, and we have the single Rick House. All right. Now I'm going to get into a couple of middle-of-the-road ones here. So we're going to go into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm glad you guys agree. Here we go. This one I wrote, good finish. That's it. What the hell number is that? What did she write? Oh, 10. Oh, solid. That's as solid as they come right there. I said good finish. This is Russell's Reserve single barrel. This is just a standard single barrel. Now remember, this is a $65 bottle, 60 to 65. Do you guys think it warrants staying at 3 stars for what you get from this bottle? That's a really good single barrel. I think for the money, 65, 60 is a weird price point. Some people think it's too high. Some people think it's too low. You guys tell me what you think. 3 is good. Stay. 4. Oh, some people are saying 4. Okay, I'm gonna poll this one. Russell's Reserve standard. I'll say stay, up, or down. You guys vote, and we'll see where it goes here. Oh, no. Nope. Get rid of that. Okay. I'm going to pull that one, guys. The poll is up. You guys vote. This is an interesting one because I feel like I could see people upgrading this to a 4 just because of value. It's so good for the money. And this is the thing I always tell people. The people that wait online for Blanton's are crazy. Russell's Reserve single barrel has so much more flavor than a Blanton's ever will. The standard blends that we get here. There are better Blanton's overseas, I think. They're a lot better. But man, it's good. Let's see what we go here. Oh, it's close. 52% of you are saying stay. 44% of you are saying bring it up. JG, no butterflies. Crazy value, preach Jason. It's got to be top of the list for value. Yeah, it doesn't have a horsey top, obviously. Stay up 45. Bland straight from the barrel can potentially trade blows with Russell. Yeah, but that's where you have to go with Blands. You have to go straight from the barrel to be able to compete with Russell's. I may move it up. 150 votes. Come on, guys. There's like 500 of you guys watching right now. 519 people are watching right now. Come on, guys. Get your votes in. We're gonna need help with this one. So get in the chat, do the poll, cast your vote. While that vote is going, we'll move on to the next one. This is Russell's Reserve, which I absolutely love. That thing is ridiculously good. That's a really good single barrel. 173 votes. So it's close, but a lot of you are saying to move it up. I think we're about to move this thing up to 4 star. Wow, you guys. The more votes we get, the more there's okay, we're going to go into a 4 for this one. Russell Reserve is going to get an extra gobble from you guys. It's going up. I'm going to end the poll. Look at that. Okay. There it is. It was pretty close, but eventually the up took over. So, all right. Let's go to the next one, which is this one. Now, this I said was sweet, spicy, had depth. I gave this three gobbles as well. Good depth of flavor to it. Let's see what this is. This is number 4, which is... Oh, really? That's a surprise. I did not think it would do that well, and it did. This is the Father and Son 13. You guys asked if it was in here. Here it is. Now, the Father and Son 13. Let me see here. Let me go to the, let's see, Father, Son 13. The problem with this, okay, so this is a tricky one because it's, for one thing, this is a 1 liter bottle. I don't know if you could really tell. This is a regular 750, and that's a 1 liter. So if I could just kind of show you guys the size difference here. The Wild Turkey 13 is the Father and Son 13 is a little bit, you get more for your money, but on the other, this is an international release only, and it's, I think when you find it, it's only what is it? What's the price here? It's about $200, 200, 300 in some places. It's not worth that much money. I don't know. I gave it a 3, but value on this might bring it down. What do you guys think? Like, so this is an 86 proof bourbon. 86 proof. 13 years old, though. Wild Turkey, you get a full liter. But in terms of value, where does that rank for you? Does it bring it down, or does it stay at 3? It is a really good, it's a really good bourbon on its own. I'm curious what you guys think there. Let me go back to the comments here. 2 down to pass, 86 proof. Back that gobble up. Yeah, I think the value is kind of terrible on that one. That one might have to go down. I'm going to bring that down to a 2, I think. It's going to go to 2 gobbles, guys. I think that's pretty unanimous. 2. Yep. Okay. So far, we're agreeing here. This is good. This is good. All right, last 3. Here we go. This one, I thought that this was Wild Turkey 101 Rye. I wrote Christmas in a glass. I wrote orange. I wrote mint. I wrote spice. down with the single Rick House, says Rob Jurinsky. I'm like, that has to be Wild Turkey 101 Rye. Let's see what it is. This is number 22. The palate is still working, guys. It is Wild Turkey 101 Rye. Now, this is like a $20 bottle. It's got a great value. I gave it a 2. To you guys, does it bump it up to a 3 because it's so cheap? Or do you keep it at 2? I mean, it's a very, very solid rye. I love that rye in cocktails. What do you guys think? Palate's still on point. Yeah, I think it's still a, as soon as I taste it and smell it, I'm like, that's got to be Wild Turkey 101 Rye. 333. Well, a lot of people are saying to bring it up. I think with the value, should we move it up a notch? Up to a 3? 2.5? I'm supposed to put it in between? I love you guys. Peter Weiss has never laid eyes on a Wild Turkey. Wow, really, Peter? Well, yeah, Peter, you're in Canada. You don't get 2+ flavor. Value makes it a 3. I could see 3 for me at 2. Solid 3. We'll have to vote on it because this is a tricky one. I could see a lot of folks bringing it up to a 3. All right, guys, we'll pull it. Wild Turkey 101 Rye. I'm just gonna go 2 or 3, and you guys vote. All right, vote in the poll right now, and we'll go from there. But I'm glad I was able to call that one out because Wild Turkey 101 Rye has a very distinct flavor profile to me. So And this 17 year, by the way, is incredible. Oh my God. It's so good. Come on, guys. Get in the poll. Vote it out. Hug it out. Vote it out. Bourbon for Bacon says 2 is kind. Put it against Peerless. Yeah, but Bourbon for Bacon, Peerless is $100. $100. Wild Turkey 101 Rye is $20. I don't really think I get what you're saying, but the value, that margin is ridiculous. Between a Peerless Rye, I could see why people love Peerless Rye, but you have to pay for it. Wild Turkey 101 Rye is a $20 bottle. That's what I mean. Like, that's right. Embrace debate, says DJ. This is D Jonesy. I keep freaking saying Jonesy. I keep saying DJ. I'm sorry, man. Alan is correct. Alan, what did Alan say? Who's Alan? Alan, I don't see Alan. What did Alan say? Brandon Reeves, do you prefer 101 Rye or Old Forester 100% Rye? That's a good question. You know what? It's been a minute since I've had Old Forester 100 Rye. I don't know. I'm going to have to revisit that. I'll get back to you on that for sure. Peerless cost me $30. Oh, a 200 ml? But that's a 200 ml, dude. And a 200 milliliter is more expensive than a 750. I mean, what are we talking about here? All right, so 150 votes. 54% of you said move it up to a 3 with the value. Okay. Rare breed, I'm sorry, Wild Turkey Rye, we're going to bump up to a 3. All right. Now, this is where I get curious because the first 2 I tried, I gave 4 stars. So let's see what we got. I gave 4 gobbles to. The second one, which was this one, I said it had just an incredible depth of flavor. This is number 12, which resorts to... Oh, shit. I could see that. This is the Wild Turkey 12-year. Wild Turkey 12-year bourbon. I remember tasting this. I said it had a lot of oak to it, and that makes a lot of sense. I gave this 4 gobbles. Now, this is an international release. You could get it in the States. Some people do have it. Some places in Kentucky have it, but they're charging $250 for it. So 12-year Wild Turkey 101 at $200 to $250. Does it still deserve 4 stars in your opinion? What do you guys think? Stay or drop her down? Yeah, retail is $60. Retail is $60. 4 is a good spot. I kind of too much. But I mean, that's the thing because it's international. It's hard to kind of, if you're looking at MSRP, it's a $60 bottle, which is crazy good. I'm inclined to stay at 4 gobbles for that one. Steve Johnson says, stay Lisa Loeb. I want to get my my glasses out and just be like, you know, do I have to sing it for you guys? Do you guys know the song? You say I only hear what I want to hear. Stay. I'm definitely having a good time on all this turkey, guys. This is awesome. All right, 4 stars. I think we're going to keep it. I only hear what I want to. You say I talk so all the time. So That's really good. I'm staying at 4. I'm staying at 4 on that. Can I not hear that? Says Conan the Barbarian. That's gonna be stuck in your head all night now. Everybody. It is kind of a great song. Wild Turkey 12 is a 5 all day long, says Judd Tucker. No, I'd probably keep it at 4, just because it's an international release, a little harder to get. But as far as like flavor goes and the quality of bourbon you get, it's incredible. I think it's really, really good. Better stick to playing drums than tasting whiskey. Saucy Shane, I used to be like a backup singer in my bands. I didn't like have a main part, but I did a lot of like the ooh la la la, ooh la la. Like I did a lot of that shit, like on the back end, like in the microphone. Like when we play like Bon Jovi, I did like a lot of like the like, you know, some of the background stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Sorry for excess enthusiasm. Drinking Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. You know what, Andy, you get a chime, because that's good shit. That's good stuff, man. I appreciate that. All right, last one, guys. Here we go. Oh, Jay Baker, Evan Williams 12 versus Wild Turkey 12. That's a good question. All right, here we go. Last one. This one I gave a 4. I said spice, a lot of depth of flavor. I gave it 4 gobbles. Here we go. Bourbon karaoke. Yeah, bourbon karaoke. Which one is this? Number 6, which goes to what? No way. Remind me when I was tasting this, the first, if you guys can remember the first one I tasted. Oh, I think the comments are back. Turkey karaoke. There we go. The comments are kicked in back, guys. And I thought I felt was simple. Everyone just singing it. This is a Master's Keep Unforgotten. Glass number 1. Absolutely delicious whiskey. Oh, man. I gave it 4 gobbles. Let's go into the stats here. Let's see what we got. Wild Turkey Master's Keep Unforgotten. Here are the stats. 13-year bourbon, 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. 8 and 9-year rye. It was a blend. Then it's blended and then finished in a rye cask. This is bottled at 105 proof, $200 MSRP. Does it stay at a 4, or does it come? That's, I mean, it's really good. That might stay at a 4 for me. This is like borderline 5. It's borderline 5 for me. Easy 4. Easy 4, created. Let's see here. 4 stay. It's got to go to 5, says Terrence McDermott. I think most of it is saying stay at 4. Remember, $200 price point. $200. It's a bull rye, which makes it a little bit more unique, which I like. It's a 4-burger, says Conan the Barbarian, the Bourbonian. I love that name, by the way. Secondary is like 500. Is it really going that high? I mean, what else is in the 4 category? 4, very unique. 5, says David Markowski. You know, I mean, this might bump up to 5 to me because of just because of the uniqueness of it. But the price, though, is kind of key because, I mean, there are a lot of Borais out there on the market, though. I think at $200, it's a stay because it's really good. I'm going to keep it at 4. All right, guys, so quick recap. Here we go. This was the Unforgotten. Wild Turkey Unforgotten was the first one I tasted. We're going to keep that at 4. The second one was... Shit, I already forgot what that one was. Oh, that was the Wild Turkey 12-year. Wild Turkey 12-year. Wild Turkey 12-year we're keeping at a 4. The Wild Turkey Rye, I had originally given it a 2. You guys said upgrade it to 3 because the value. The Father and Son, we had it at 3. It went down to 2. The Russell Reserve Single Barrel, I had it at a 3. You guys wanted to bump it up to a 4 because of the value. Totally understand that one. The last one, let's see, letter F was the single Rick House. I had it at 4. We bumped it down to 3 because it's a $250 bottle. I totally am in line with you guys with that one. Then we had the Wild Turkey 17 year. That's the only one that we kept at a 5 gobbles because it's that good. Let's see here. The next one we had was the which one was that one? That was 1, 2, 3. This was the 18, which was the Masters Keep Cornerstone. I didn't write that one down. That was the Cornerstone. With the $170 price point, you guys said keep it at 3, even though it's really good, which I totally get. Long Branch brought that shit down to a. I gave it a 2. You wanted to bring it down to a 1, so we're gonna keep it there at number 1 or 1 in the tier. And then lastly was the Wild Turkey 101, which I gave a 3, but we're gonna keep it there because of value. So what I'm gonna do here. Street price on the 17 year was $175 when it first released. I think in today's, if that released this year, I think we're totally looking at a $200 bottle for that one. So Father and Son was Rob, says Bo's Wine Guy. Yeah, but Bo's Wine Guy, that's a lot of money though for an 86 proof bourbon. I get that you like it. I like it too. But I think value plays a huge part in it. So let's go back to the graphic here. Let's see what actually rung true in my ranking. I put Long Branch at 1, and that's where it ended up, which is hilarious. Long Branch did end up at 1. 101 went to the 3 spot. I actually had it there, so that stays. Cornerstone, I had it 3 stars. And I actually had it up in the 5, so that's going to come down 2 tiers. The 17 year, I actually had up in the top tier, and that's going to kind of stay up there by itself right now because I haven't tried those other ones that are up there with it, except the Cornerstone. That one's going to come down 2 tiers. Let's see here. The Saffel, we had at 3 stars, and the Saffel right now is at 4, but we're going to move it down 1. The single Rick House, we brought it down to 3 stars. I actually had it at 2 gobbles, and we're gonna move it up to 1. We're gonna move it up 1 tier to 3 gobbles. The Russell Reserve Single Barrel, I had it at 4 gobbles, but we're gonna bring it at 3 gobbles. The Father and Son, originally, where did I have that one? That is over here at 2 gobbles. We're gonna bring it's right where it should be. You guys wanted to move it down to 2. That's where it's gonna go. Wild Turkey 101 Rye, you wanted to bring it up to 3. Right now I'm having it at 2. So 3 gobbles, it's going to go. 4 gobbles for the 12 year. And that is right where it is right now. So that's going to stay. And then lastly, as we just talked about, the last one we just went over, which was the Masters Keep Unforgotten. Right now I have that at the 4 gobbles, but we're going to keep it right there at 4 gobbles. So a few changes, but not too many. So I feel like my predictions kind of rang true, but I think you guys definitely helped kind of move it around. Remember, we have another round of this with Rare Breed non-chill filtered, Rare Breed Rye, Russell 6. We're going to see how all these play out. So this was awesome, guys. What can I say, man? This was a lot of fun. Do you guys have fun tonight? Was this kind of cool? Did you enjoy this? I might do more of these live because I think having you guys involved was just so much fun to kind of go through these and do this with. So if you guys had a lot of fun, so did I. Russell's 10 will be in the mix. Russell's 13 will be in the mix in the next round. We'll see how it shakes out. But I'm really glad you guys had a good time. We had over 500 people watching. We still have 469 people watching right now. This was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you guys had a blast like I did. Man, Heaven Hill next one. Okay, we could do it with Heaven Hill. Yeah. Again, rank the bottles by tier. Great stream. You guys are awesome. I love this. Okay. So, man, the next coming weeks I'm going to have Dan McKee from Michter's coming on. We have Wyoming Whiskey will be on live as well. So we have some really fun lives coming up soon. But I really want to say thanks for you guys to hang out and kind of go through these with me and kind of do the tiers. I will update the tier and the graphic. And then the next time we do round 2, we'll get into all the rest of them. So cheers. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for all the love. Whiskey Tube family, thank you so much. As I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Cheers. I might blend all the, you know what? Before I go, real quick. I don't know if it's gonna make it, but we're gonna kind of blend all these together. Let's see what happens here. Let's do a little of that one, a little of that one. We're gonna do the Wild Turkey Voltron blend, just like a mega mix of all of these. Here he goes. That's right. That's what we do. We blend them. We see what happens. And then, of course, I need a little bit of the 17 in here. And just for good measure, I'm going to add, remember my Kentucky Spirit barrel pick? I'm going to put that in there too. So it's pretty full. Let's see what this gets. Let's see how many gobbles this gets, guys. Actually is not too bad. This might get 4 gobbles. This might get 4 gobbles. All right, guys. Cheers. Love you all. Thanks so much, Whiskey Tube family, for hanging out tonight. I will see you next week right here. Same time, same channel. Mash and Drum. Like, subscribe, share. See you guys next week. Cheers.